Imagine yourself standing in the hot desert sun of Egypt. Endless sand stretches around you, but in the distance, something massive rises from the earth, a pyramid. Giant blocks of stone stacked so perfectly that even after thousands of years, they still dominate the horizon. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not just a monument. It is a mystery frozen in stone, a riddle that has challenged scientists, historians, and explorers for centuries. But what makes the pyramids so fascinating? Why are they surrounded by more questions than answers? Were they truly built only as tombs for kings, or is there something more hidden behind their construction? Tonight, we unfold the hidden truth behind Egypt's pyramids. When most people hear the word pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Khufu at Giza comes to mind. Built more than 4,500 years ago, it was once the tallest human-made structure on Earth. For nearly 4,000 years, no building anywhere matched its height. And here lies the first puzzle. How did an ancient civilization with no modern technology achieve such a feat? According to official history, the Great Pyramid was constructed during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu around 2600 BC. Over 2 million limestone blocks, some weighing as much as 70 tons, were cut, transported, and perfectly fitted together. But here's the catch. No one has found a single record, a detailed plan, or even ancient tools explaining exactly how it was done. The traditional theory is that tens of thousands of workers, some say slaves, others claim skilled laborers, spent around 20 years building it. But when you start doing the math, it becomes strange. For the pyramid to be completed in 2 decades, workers would have needed to place a massive stone block every 2 to 3 minutes, day and night without stopping. Is that even humanly possible? This has led to endless debates. Some Egyptologists argue that ramps made of mud and stone were used to drag the blocks upward, but others say such ramps would have had to be miles long and would require more material than the pyramid itself. Strangely, no archaeological evidence of these massive ramps has ever been found. So, who really built the pyramids? One of the most common myths is that slaves, possibly the Israelites, were forced into labor. This image has been repeated in movies and books, but modern archaeology suggests otherwise. Evidence found near the pyramids shows worker villages, bakeries, and medical facilities. These were not starving slaves, but rather well-fed and respected laborers, likely proud Egyptians working for their pharaoh. Still, this explanation doesn't solve the engineering puzzle. How did they cut blocks with such precision that even today, you can't slide a razor blade between them? How did they align the Great Pyramid almost perfectly with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, when compasses didn't even exist? The precision is mind-blowing. The base of the Great Pyramid is nearly a perfect square. The difference in the lengths of its 4 sides is less than 20 centimeters, an error so small it's hard to achieve even with modern tools. And the pyramid is aligned so accurately with the Earth's true north that it still beats most modern buildings. These facts raise the big question. Did the ancient Egyptians know something we don't? Some researchers believe the pyramids are more than just tombs. They point to the internal design, narrow shafts pointing to the stars, hidden chambers, and mathematical patterns inside the structure. Could the pyramids have been observatories, giant calendars, or even some kind of energy source? One of the strangest theories suggests that the pyramids were built using lost ancient technology, something far more advanced than simple ropes and ramps. Some even argue that sound frequencies, water power, or magnetic energy might have been used. Of course, mainstream historians dismiss these ideas as pseudoscience, but the mysteries remain unanswered. Then comes the connection with the stars. If you look at the layout of the 3 main pyramids at Giza, they match perfectly with the 3 stars of Orion's belt. Coincidence? Or a deliberate alignment linking Earth with the heavens? Ancient Egyptians believed their pharaohs would become gods in the afterlife, traveling among the stars. Was the Great Pyramid not just a tomb, but a launch pad for the soul of a king? And let's not forget the sheer age of these monuments. The pyramids are so old that they were already ancient when Cleopatra ruled Egypt. To put it in perspective, Cleopatra lived closer in time to us than to the building of the Great Pyramid. Let's step inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. As you move through the narrow, sloping passageways, you begin to feel a strange sense of awe. The walls close in, the air becomes heavy, and the silence is overwhelming. Unlike other ancient tombs filled with treasures, paintings, and hieroglyphs, the Great Pyramid is nearly empty. The walls are plain, the chambers bare. If it was truly built as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, then where are the treasures? Where are the inscriptions celebrating his reign? Inside, there are only a few major chambers, the so-called King's Chamber, Queen's Chamber, and the Grand Gallery. But even these names are misleading. The Queen's Chamber never held a queen, and the King's Chamber contained only an empty granite sarcophagus. No mummies, no gold, no written records, just stone. It feels almost as if the pyramid was never meant to be a tomb at all. Even stranger are the mysterious shafts, narrow tunnels leading out of the chambers. For centuries, no one knew their purpose. They don't function as ventilation, because they don't all reach the outside. In the 1960s, researchers discovered that these shafts point directly to specific stars, like Orion's Belt and Sirius, which were sacred in ancient Egyptian religion. This suggests the pyramid was carefully designed as a cosmic machine, aligning Earth with the heavens. But why? Was it meant to help the pharaoh's soul travel to the stars? Or was there some other hidden function? Some researchers propose that the pyramid itself was a giant power plant, using the natural energy of the Earth to generate power. They argue that the shape, the materials used, and the location on the Nile all hint at a kind of lost technology. Mainstream scholars reject this theory, but it remains popular in alternative history circles. And then comes one of the most controversial ideas, the alien theory. Authors like Eric von Daniken have suggested that the pyramids were either built by extraterrestrials or built with their guidance. After all, how could a primitive civilization lift 70 blocks and align them so perfectly with the stars? Supporters of this theory point to similar pyramid-like structures in South America, Mesopotamia, and even Asia. Did ancient civilizations around the world share knowledge from the same mysterious source? But let's be clear, there is no hard evidence that aliens built the pyramids. What the theory does highlight, however, is just how advanced the builders must have been for their time. The knowledge they possessed in mathematics, astronomy, and engineering was far ahead of most civilizations of the ancient world. Modern science has tried to solve these mysteries. In 2017, researchers using advanced scanning technology discovered hidden voids inside the Great Pyramid, large empty spaces that had never been detected before. What lies inside them? No one knows yet. They could be structural gaps, or they could be secret chambers waiting to be explored. The fact that the pyramid still hides surprises after 4,500 years shows just how much we still don't understand. Another mystery is the durability of the pyramids. While temples, cities, and monuments around them crumbled into dust, the pyramids have stood strong against earthquakes, erosion, and time itself. The limestone casing that once covered them shone so brightly in the sun that they looked like giant mirrors, visible for miles across the desert. Ancient travelers described them as dazzling, like mountains of light. Imagine the awe of seeing them in their original glory. But perhaps the greatest secret of the pyramids is not about aliens, energy, or lost chambers. It is about human ambition. The pyramids may represent the ultimate symbol of humanity's desire to reach the heavens, to touch the eternal, to build something that defies death. The Egyptians believed that life after death was more important than life itself. By constructing these monuments, they weren't just burying kings, they were building stairways to eternity. And yet, even with all our technology today, we are still unable to fully replicate the precision and endurance of the Great Pyramid. It humbles us to realize that thousands of years ago, people with simple tools achieved what we still struggle to understand. So, what is the hidden truth behind the pyramids? The truth may be a mix of genius and mystery, of human skill and lost knowledge. Whether they were tombs, star maps, power plants, or spiritual gateways, the pyramids remind us of one thing: the past is never fully uncovered. History always keeps some secrets buried in stone. As you stand before the Great Pyramid at sunset, watching the golden rays of the sun kiss its ancient walls, you can't help but wonder, are we staring at a monument of men or a message from the gods? One thing is certain: the pyramids are not just relics of the past. They are eternal puzzles, whispering across the sands of time. We are more than you know. Discover us, and you discover yourself.